Hello everyone, my name is Nova Laura and in this reflection video, I will evaluate an academic talk title which is better soap or hand sanitizer. This talk discusses the science behind hygiene, explaining how soap and alcohol-based sanitizers kills germs and analyzing which method works better in different situations. In my reflection, I will focus on three main aspects: how the speaker organized the ideas, how the arguments are supported with evidence, and how the main conclusion is communicated effectively to the audience. The speaker begins by describing how soap works chemically. So molecules have a dual structure, one part attached to water while the other attached to oil and grease. This allows soap to break apart dirt and destroy the lipid membranes that surround many viruses and bacteria. Next, the speaker explained that alcohol-based hand sanitizer, which usually contain 60 to 70% ethanol or isopropanol, kill germs by denaturing proteins and disrupting cell membranes. However, sanitizers may not be effective when hands are visibly dirty or oily. Finally, the talk compares both methods and concludes that soap and water remain the most reliable option, while sanitizer is a convenient alternative when water is not available. The speaker organized the talk very clear and logically, and the structure follows a scientific and educational flow, starting with a key question, explaining both method in detail, comparing them directly, and ending with a clear conclusion. Um, this organization helps the audience understand not only what happens but also why one method is more effective than the other. The transition between ideas are smooth, making the presentation easy to follow from start to finish. In terms of evidence, the speaker effectively used scientific reasoning to support their arguments. They refer to chemical mechanisms such as breaking lipid membranes and denaturing proteins, which uh, show a solid understanding of microbiology and chemistry. However, the talk could be strengthened with more empirical data, like results from scientific studies or statistics comparing the effectiveness of soap and sanitizer. Including such evidence would make the argument more persuasive and academically grounded. And the speaker communicates the conclusion very effectively. The main message that both soap and sanitizer are important, but soap is the best option when available is clear, consistent, and repeat for emphasis. The visuals and example use make complex chemical concepts easy to understand. The tone is confident, calm, and informative, which keep the audience engaged. The balance between scientific accuracy and accessibility shows that the speaker understands their audience well. Personally, I found this talk very informative and relevant. It depends my understanding of how simple hygiene actions are supported by a real scientific mechanism. I agree with the speaker that soap should be our first choice because it physically removes and destroys germs, while sanitizer serves as a helpful backup in a situation without water. From an academic point of view, I think the talk successfully combines scientific explanation and public education. If I could suggest an improvement, it would be to include brief reference to data or expert research to make the argument even stronger. To conclude, the speaker organizes ideas clearly, supports arguments with solid reasoning, and delivers the conclusion in a more memorable and effective way. This talk is a great example of how science communication can be both educational and engaging for a general audience. Thank you for listening.